Hey guys, Kobe here. Welcome back to another Raid Challenge video. We've got 10x announcements for Friday, different champions. Sunday, different champions for 10x. Remember, 10x events for summoning in Raid Shadow Legends, unfortunately, is on the base chances, right? 0.5%, 8% for ancients and voids, and sacreds is 94% for epic and 6% for legendary. Remember that when you're pulling shards, the risk is higher than during a 2x. It's there. The 10x is just the name because it's the 10x chance for the champion that's offered to be received when you're actually getting that legendary or the epic. All right, let's get started with some big monsters for the Hydra. By the way, Krisk the Ageless is the one offered from Voids on Friday, the July 1st. Okay, Friday, July the 1st. By the way, it's also going to be the summoning events for Trunda. So you're going to be pulling shards regardless to get the Trunda if you are trying to get her. The Trunda skin, not Trunda champion. So Krisk the Ageless, there's no question about this dude, why he's so great. I think the most important thing from him is his amazing passive where he does apply a decreased defense and a decreased attack always on the enemies for one turn. When he gets hit, he's got ally protection and continuous heal buffs on himself, and also extend the duration of buffs. He's got a provoke on the A3, increased defense on himself, and increased speed on all his allies, and a decreased speed on his A1. Fantastic overall champion. I think Krisk is, if not one of the best void legendaries that an account can have to progress through every single bit of content there is. Arena, dungeons, 3v3 arena, Hydra, clan boss, Doom Tower. Every single bit of content, you put the Krisk in there, plug and play, and you'll get going. All right, a not so frequently used champion in many areas, but still a fantastic champion for, I would say, arena and Hydra is Lady Kimmy. She is so good because she applies the block buff. She also fills the turn meter of all allies and places an increased accuracy buff and increased speed buff on them. She's used very well with that other bomb guy that we had as a fusion, forgot his name. But yeah, Lady Kimmy is so frequently used because of that. She's got a great A2 where she decreases the accuracy and decreases speed plus decrease of turn meter. So she's got the boost on the one skill and the decrease of turn meter on the other skill. Makes her so good if you want to pull some ancients or sacreds to get her. But honestly, the next one, I don't even know why they're offering her, is Lizzia. Lizzia is the one that I don't even care to ever get on my account. I find that she's very lackluster with the way that her passive works. With this champion skills cannot be put on a cooldown. Whenever an enemy tries to put either this champion skills or an ally skills on cooldown, places a freeze on them. Also has a 50% chance of denying the cooldown increase effect. I don't know how you're gonna use this. Okay, I guess you'll use this on a chance, but to deny the cooldown increase is what you want to have, but it's a 50% chance, so it's not a 100% thing to use on defense against a warlord. So it's a coin flip, similarly to how swift parry is, and you don't want to have that on a champion. Maybe on the gear it's fine, but on the champion it's not something that you want to have. So I don't really like Lizzia. She's got the weekend. She also has the block debuffs available, block debuffs buff available on all allies. She's the very meh from all of these champions offered on Friday. Next one is Godseeker Aniri. I absolutely love Godseeker Aniri in terms of being an epic that you want to have for progression. She's got a big heal on the A2. Alright, hacks on enemies with a big heal based on 15% of their max HP. Then decreases the duration of all buffs on all enemies by 1 turn. And increases the duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn. Very good skill. Very strong. I absolutely love this. She's got a great passive which is boosting all healing from all sources, plus if somebody is almost gonna die, they get a revive on death on them and they basically revive. So it's amazing to get your ally back to full. If he still dies, if he still manages to die, he gets denied by Lizzia. She's got her own revive which also resets the cooldowns on a 4-turn cooldown. Insane. Godseeker Aniri is a must if you've never used her before for Hydra. Just give her a regeneration set and make her fast enough and you'll see how good she actually is. All right, next up is Rector Drath, a well, I'm not gonna say not used champion. She's very well used, but she is considered like a not so good champion by many because she seems underwhelming at first if you don't know how to make her work properly. All right, she's got an amazing overall kit. Even her aura works for Doom Tower. If you want to get some extra resist, that's 55 resist that you get from an epic. Okay, she's got a great passive where if they are under a veil or a perfect veil, they not only get resist, but they also get a healing. Okay, and she actually applies that perfect veil or veil. All right, the perfect veil is applied by the A2, heals all allies by 20% of this champion's max HP. So you boost her with HP, she heals, and she also applies continuous heal buff instead if all allies with for one turn instead on all allies with less than 100% HP. So amazing A2. A1 applies decreased attack, and A3 revives a single ally with a 4-turn cooldown. She's great for the Night Revenants faction. So overall, fantastic epic to get if you want to push for Night Rev, but she's also so good for the Hydra. And then finally, Doompriest is the one that there's no real need for an introduction. Like the simplest champion with the best kit possible, with that cleanse and heal on her passive, it's more than enough. She doesn't even need to have the extra stuff like the increased attack or the critical rate buff that she does when she actually does a crit. She doesn't even need those two skills. She could have had nothing and she would still be great because of this passive with the healing and the cleansing and every start of this champion's turn. Doompriest is by far one of the most easy to use champions because there's not really too much about them to think about their kit. You just give her enough speed is what I always recommend. Have her fast, so she's faster than everybody else, so she usually takes the first turn out of your whole party. If the enemies take a turn, they're done. Your party, Doompriest should be the one getting a turn. She'll be cleansing any kind of debuffs on your team, like one randomly, but still very good. Like if it's a stun on everybody, she'll just remove it. If it's a fear, removes it. Freeze, removes it. It's as long as it's the one. Okay, if there's multiple, it's gonna be random, so it's not that great. And then on July the 3rd, on Sunday, is when I'll actually be pulling the shards. I'm really excited about the Sunday part of the 10x because we're gonna have Necrit again. I don't have that many voids. I've got 37. I will not be buying voids. I will just be hoping with my luck to get Necrit the Great out of the voids. He is one of the ones that I'm missing right now from the Undead Hordes. I'm also missing Little Annie, but who cares? But Necrit, he is such a good champion, both offense and defense for Arena, and I want to have him in my kit and available there if I'm ever back to pushing for Platinum Arena. By far, I think the most frequently used champion in both of those sides of Arena pushing, defense and offense. Not so much used, I would say, in other parts of the game, like no Hydra, no Clown Balls. Really, you can make him work, but he's not really used in anywhere else other than, you know, Arena. Fantastic champion. He applies that block debuff buff and the ally protection on your ally from the start of the turn. So with a stone skin set, he becomes such a good champion, and he also can apply it on extra champions after that, the more turns he takes. And he can do a team ally, a team up with your allies attack, and just great overall. With the A1 that also applies a decreased attack, I can't say anything bad honestly about Necrit the Great because he's great. Duchess Lily 2 is another one that's offered, guys, from the 10x on Sunday. I have one of them. I don't need more. I won't be summoning to get more because I don't need her for anywhere else in the game. Like I could have one for Arena, one for Hydra, but even so, Hydra has now become like trivial for me because I one key all the difficulties with the champions that I have end game gear and stuff, so I don't need one to build for Hydra. But if you don't have one, I would say instead of going for let's say Lady Kimmy on Friday, go for Duchess on Sunday and hope the 10x just thinks that you're worthy and you get Duchess, because she is much better than Lady Kimmy in the sense of overall benefit to your account. So I would say go for Sunday, don't go for Friday, at least for the normal shards. For Krisk versus Necrit, I would go for Krisk. So I would go for voids on Friday, and on Sunday I would go for the non-void gems. Then we also have, by the way, she's very good because revive plus veil plus continuous heal, block debuffs, increase attack, perfect veil on everybody, big shield on the A1, passive which reduces AoE damage taken, and speed lead. I can't say anything bad about Duchess Lily 2 either. Lysandra is another champion that is offered, guys. She is really good maybe 2 years ago in Arena. She's not so much used anymore, although it's not that there's not any place for her. It's just that the Arena meta right now has shifted from just being the speed teams, so Lysandra is not so frequently used. She's still great in many areas of the game. You won't see her in any clan boss or Hydra teams. You'll see her possibly in dungeon teams where she's very fast because of her aura. She removes turn meter, gives an increased speed buff. She boosts turn meter, she depletes turn meter from a target, and she also transfers debuffs. So overall, her kit is amazing in controlling the battle, but she's very squishy. She can be taken down quite fast, even though with very high base HP, she can still be taken down. And I wouldn't really use her in anything else other than turn meter manipulation. She doesn't have really that kind of damage, although her A2 is a big nuking ability. I want to try that actually for a video. I'll post a video with her just doing big damage on the A2. That's a video for another day. But overall, Lysandra is great if you're looking for somebody to help you control the fight. And she can even be used in Arena as the person who is the fastest. And let's say you have Arbiter being the second fastest, just because Lysandra also provides the increased speed buff. Alright, so remember that kind of difference with having those two together. You use Lysandra to go first instead of Arbiter to always be going first. And then we have Seer offered. Wow, didn't even see Seer when I was looking at the amount of champions offered through these 10x weekend. Double 10x. So Seer, no introduction needed. She has the Karma Burn, right? That's what makes her so great. Karma Burn can be activated without all those big champions, and you can make Seer work with the Karma Burn on stage 20 of dungeons with not so much gear, not so much crit damage. You just need the buffs, you just need a shield set, and it's enough for Seer to push through dungeons 20. You don't need all the extra 320% crit damage to go and do dungeons 25. There's no point. If you do manage to get Seer, you should be happy to be able to use Karma Burn, and you can use it on dungeons 20 until you are fed up with dungeons 20 and think, okay, I want to push for dungeons 25. Although that's a big jump, it's still possible. Again, with Seer, she'll be like the one you use the most for dungeons. Definitely, no questions about it. Ugo is another champion offered. Ogren tribes. I use my Ugo. Let me just show you the Ugo that I have, just to understand on how strong this champion is for the Hydra. So, where's Ugo? Ugo. There's my Ugo. I have Ugo with, look at that, 280 speed, 72,000 health, 2.8k defense, 391 accuracy. That's my build for Ugo. She is so good because of the block buffs and decreased defense that she provides. That is very helpful, plus a cleanse and a big heal based on this champion's health. That's why I have her with very high health. Ideally, you want to have her also with a relentless set. That also works for many champions on the Hydra, but it's not so easy to get compared to other stuff. And she also got a great passive if you want to cheese stuff in the arena with reviving your other champions, because she does apply a block damage buff on herself when everybody else dies. And she actually does instead of the heal, she does a revive and fill turn meter instead with the A3. She also has a leech on the A1, but that's not really used for Hydra. You can use that though for clan boss, and I did use it on my season 2 of the free-to-play journey, if you've ever seen any of those videos. And then finally we've got Stag Knight. No reason to say anything about Stag Knight. Defense down, decreased attack. Wow, I mean, it just fantastic. Is that you just need masteries for this to be 100% chance. Decreased speed on the A1, increased accuracy on the passive. Overall, great progression champion. If you do manage to get him, you will not regret getting him to 60. Highly suggest to consider these 10x events that are coming on both Friday and Sunday. Though be careful, because when Plarium does these kind of events, they have a plan and they are thinking, okay, let's get them to open their shards. We want to get them spending and use their shards because we're gonna push in that, like a fusion coming in July, let's say. I don't know, but I'm guessing that's what they usually do. So it's an educated guess. Be careful when pulling your shards. 10x chances do not reflect like a 10x chance on that 0.5%. It's still 0.5% on the legendary, and then 10x chances to get the non-void or the void, right? That's it for today. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.